It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be better. I can't wait. Making my move. Live for the day. Sing like a bird. Fly like a plane. Come spill with me, Jenny D.
Podcast. Thank you for joining me with another episode. Now, this is August is National Sandwich Month. And of course, I had to come see my guy, Jeff. I mean, Peppi's Hoagies are a signature in Pittsburgh. I am so excited that we're finally here together, Jeff. I mean, it's taken how long for us to get together?
It's been a while. I got in my breath.
Listen, I said, I got to wait until I get bigger for this guy right here. So, Jeff, tell us a little bit about Peppi's Hoagies. And if you tell us about like how you started or who started Peppi's Hoagies.
Well, one, I didn't even know it was National Sandwich Month until Jenny told me. So
oh, wow.
I'm a little behind the curve. But yeah, Peppi's was started in 1983. I think the idea behind it was just so my dad could eat sandwiches.
Hey, everybody likes a good sandwich.
He loved the Jersey Shore sandwich. We used to go to the White House when I was a kid. And right before I was going to school, the idea was already brewing. We had already looked at locations. So I was starting to help, let's say, get the vision together.
Yeah.
It was started. I went up to school, came back. I was back and forth the whole time.
Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Silver Spring, Maryland, so I'm not the true Pittsburgh.
Oh my gosh.
But I've been here so long.
We're going to cut that.
1970. So I don't even remember Maryland.
Yeah.
I think I remember eating white bread and yellow mustard as my sandwich of choice when I was 4 years old.
Oh my God. Did you eat or
I have definitely morphed from that time.
Yeah, right.
That one of them is sitting right.
Oh my God. I can't wait to take it. But this is called the Roethlisberger, but we'll get into that. So
it's no joke.
It's no joke. It's a real thing. So tell us, Jeff, now, your dad, so he wanted to make sandwiches. Like, how did that go? How did that come about? So when you got out of school, did you and him decide, hey?
Well, like I said, he started it. I went off and did my thing for a couple years. I was in California, didn't like it. I was in Florida. I just found out that I wasn't a corporate guy. I just couldn't listen to anybody.
Me too.
So there was a time when he was thinking of selling it, that it wasn't doing bad, but it wasn't doing great. So I said, why not? I'll give it a shot. And here I am.
So it was located here.
It was located here. This was the first
This
one.
is the original. And then,
yes.
And it was called Peppi's.
And it was Peppi's.
Why was it called Peppi's?
It was a round table thing. We were sitting around with actually Sam DeLembo, who is Uncle Sam. So Uncle Sam's another Pittsburgh sandwich place. So that's how I used to go down there when I was a kid in the strip and eat a couple hoagies at one sitting.
I know. Well, listen.
When I was 17, I can't do that anymore.
That's my boys.
Exactly. And we were just sitting around shooting out names, and he actually had an uncle whose name was Peppi.
You're kidding.
And that just kind of had a ring to it. Peppi was kind of upbeat. It was, that was Peppi.
Peppi.
So,
hey, it's Peppi here.
So we always say, I'm a Peppi, he's a Peppi, she's a Peppi, he's a Peppi. Would you love to be a Peppi? I think you are. So we can't, I would sing it, but my voice is a little scratchy right now.
But I mean, I love the idea. So you came up with Peppi's. You said, you know what, Dad, I'm going to take over. You took over the place and you just kind of, was the sandwiches different or did you kind of like come up with your own?
No, a lot of the sandwiches that we've added over the years, I mean, the original menu was about this big and maybe 8 sandwiches on it, 10. And now there's a whole bunch, but they're just offshoots. And
Yes.
usually what happens is the guys get tired of what they're eating, so they experiment.
Yes.
And then they put something else on it. Like the Big Wheeler, which is one of our,
Yes. Tell us about
that's one of our all-time favorites. Like the Northsiders, the ones in the,
Yes.
that is
The
a
Big
go-to
Wheeler.
sandwich. And it's steak and sausage, cheese, and then you just go from there. But
I'm gonna have to try
the
it.
story behind that was really interesting.
Yeah.
We used to go see a band in the Strip District, and that was the Blues Orphans.
Joinsy's in it.
No, it was called Brother Olives. People wouldn't even remember
Where
it.
place was it at?
It's where Pamela sits today
Oh, yeah.
on 21st.
Okay.
So we would go see them play, and they would do trips to Chicago. And there was a harmonica guy that they brought back to Pittsburgh to do a couple shows with them.
Yeah.
And his name was Golden Wheeler.
Oh my gosh.
And his picture's up front. It's his
I'm gonna have to get a
his
picture.
promo shot.
Yeah.
And after we met him, he played in the corner, put the hat out, was playing harmonica in the store. And we had that sandwich, but we didn't have a name yet.
Yeah.
That became the Big Wheeler.
Wow.
I was like, that's the perfect name for it.
I love it.
And every time.
I love that there's a story behind each.
Yes, and there is. And
Stories.
when Wheeler would come into town, he'd look at me and goes, "Where's my check?" Well, Wheeler, don't hold your breath. Ain't coming soon enough for you.
Yeah, right.
And he's since passed, God rest his soul.
Oh.
He was a lot of fun. Had many nights just watching them ply their craft, playing blues.
I
And
know.
it was, it was dynamite. And, I still talk to Bobby Gaybig
Yeah.
to this day, and I always give him credit. I go, "You're part of the Peppi legacy
Oh, absolutely.
that help things along."
Yeah.
And he would always give us shout outs at his show, which was nice.
Yeah.
We'll take any shout out we can get anywhere. So
Well, I always, I remember coming here for so many years because, before you go to the Steeler game, you're in town, or if you're not from Pittsburgh, you got to come here and try these sandwiches but I would always get the mushroom cheesesteak. And then I always remember there'd always be a guy standing right outside the stadium. It's your Peppi's. How do you say it? Come on.
Peppi's Italian Hoagies. There he is. That's the voice.
Oh, come on.
That's the voice.
Let's hear it,
Johnny.
baby. Let's hear it, John.
Johnny, give it to us. Oh, God. Peppi. He's gotten more play out of that.
Oh, my
God. He was on the inside cover of the DVE Christmas
I hear.
CD with Bill Hillgrove.
No way.
Yeah, it was.
I used to produce a show with Bill Hillgrove,
Did you really?
Myron Co.
That was Myron.
Yeah.
How did you like
Oh, we
Myron?
loved him.
What a character.
Because I was in the station and I was recording them when they were like at a basketball game. And Bill Hillgrove would always be like, "Who's back there?" But Myron Cope was like, "You're doing a great job." And I was always like, "Ah." No, not Rocco. That was an AM station I worked at, or another station. Rocco Pandola had sports.
Yeah, I
It
remember
was
that.
not a lot of sports. Yeah. But
Didn't know that. Huh?
yes, see?
Hey, there we go.
I know. What
This is a little segue.
What is this going to be a mean?
In the podcast. Yeah, the producer back there. What he's doing.
I feed him. I don't pay him. I just feed him. But tell us a little bit about how you came up with these certain names, especially the Roethlisberger.
Well, the Roethlisberger was so easy.
Yeah.
So easy. And actually, one guy beat me to it. It was the day after the draft, and one of my guys, Maxie, walks in the door and he looks at me and goes, "Hey, Roethlisberger. It's a hell of a sandwich." And that was it. I mean, it was already there in the brain.
That was it.
And when he said it, I was like, "Yeah, we're going to have to do that." And the funny story, well, here, nobody knew that Ben was going to start.
Right.
At any point in his first year, second year, you just don't know. So there's no sense in making a sandwich after a guy that's not playing.
Right.
Dan Potash walks in here in July, and
Who's that? Because,
Dan Potash.
look at me.
Oh, he's Dan Potash. He's like big in sports. He's He's with FSN,
Okay.
does sideline reporting. So he's been around a long time. And he walks in July, after the draft, all that kind of. And I'm talking to him, and I was like, yeah, we're going to come out with the Roethlisberger. He goes, oh, really? That's great. Here's my number. Give me a call when you're ready. So it's like, I might be calling Dan 4 years from now.
Yeah.
So here, after, 3 games, I think Maddox gets hurt. Ben takes his place in the game.
Right.
Proceeds to win 3 in a row. And
You were like, oh,
I'm like, okay, it's starting to get some steam. People are getting excited. And Monday morning, after Ben wins another game, DVE plays a song about Ben.
no.
They made up
I feel
some
like
song.
you know it.
They made up some song about it. And I'm like, I got to get this done today. So my guys were sitting around, they're throwing a whole bunch of stuff together. And it was like, okay, then do this. And we're trying out all these things. And Monday night, 11 o'clock at night, I got a couple beers going. I'm getting juiced. I'm getting all these taglines and things put together. It's like, what am I going to tell him?
Right.
What we're doing? And I called Dan at 11 o'clock at night on his cell phone, and he answered.
He must know your number.
And he goes, give it to me, kid. So I gave him the whole spiel. He goes, I'll be there tomorrow. He comes in Tuesday, shoots us making the sandwich. I get to talk about it. And he sees Ben on Wednesday. He goes, what do you think about your new sandwich in Pittsburgh? He's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, he had no idea.
And then he mentions the whole. By that Friday, it made it to a Florida newspaper.
Oh my gosh.
It was that.
What?
And I had never felt, the power of
Media, yes.
And what do they call it today? When it was going viral,
Right. It gets
before viral even existed.
Yes.
And it started gaining strength from there.
Yes.
And people are coming in.
Can I have
Like,
the
oh wow, can I get it? Now the crazy part is you got the Patriots coming in town with Tom Brady.
Right.
Biggest game of the year,
Right.
period. Ben's on a win
And this
streak.
was what, 19?
This was 2004.
Oh, 2004. Okay.
So, like I said, this is 40 years. This
I wasn't
fall.
born. I'm kidding.
And I knew something big was going to happen that weekend. Well, it did. I had all the shirts printed up. We were all ready to go. And in walks at 11 o'clock in the morning, my guy pokes his head in the back and goes, Jim Nance is here. I'm like,
He's like,
get out of here. And he goes, Jim Nance is here.
He's a broadcast.
I sat with Jim Nance. Everybody, Jim Nance, football.
Yeah.
Football, golf, larger than life, great guy. We sat for about a half hour with he and his top producers just shooting the shit about the sandwich, et cetera, et cetera.
Wow.
And they put us on air that night, and it went from here.
It went viral.
It went mad. And we didn't rest for the rest of the year. I mean, it was.
You kept getting.
It was. You basically just went on adrenaline.
Yeah.
Isn't
Isn't that fantastic?
And it was. It was exhausting. It was great.
You loved every minute.
It is given. It's the gift that just keeps giving.
Yeah.
I mean, they put them on
So
the.
Ben come in and eat the sandwich yet?
Ben never came.
Ben, if you're
Do you know
listening.
Ben?
No, but
You know
yes.
Do you know Ben?
Anybody know Ben Roethlisberger? Told him to get down to Peppi's and eat
He did.
this bug.
His buddies would come in, and they would take a gang of them up to his place.
Yes.
This is when he was single.
Right.
And they would probably game and eat Roethlisbergers. But he did. My next coup was Chris Berman did it on air. He ate the sandwich with Ben probably a couple weeks after that.
Yes.
And it was like a 5-minute Peppi infomercial.
Oh my God.
Done by Chris Berman. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was incredible.
I mean, this has been, you've had this place, you're saying 40 years. This has been here for 40 years.
Yes.
Now you have another location.
Well, we have the strip now. We had one in Oakland, which I didn't want to talk about that.
We don't have to talk about
Yeah,
that. This
talk
is the
about
original. People love
This is the
the
original.
original. I mean, there's
Yes.
something about the original that's just, anywhere you go, when you go to that original place, and I love the pictures. Tell us a little bit about the pictures on the wall.
Like when I sometimes I just have to stop myself where I don't necessarily look at the pictures every day. They're
Right.
always there.
They're
But
all
when I sit back and each picture, for me it's a memory. Every person that's up there, they're regular. I would say 50+% are just regular
my-
customers. I can look at any picture and know the era and know
Yeah.
what's going on. I
a picture. I think we have a picture of you.
no, you're on the website.
Yeah. The boys are on the website because Jake we had a surprise 16th birthday party.
Yes.
And I remember taking he hated that, by the way, because he hates to be surprised, but he loved, he didn't want to share his hoagies with everybody. Like, he was like, I remember we took a picture of that, but Michael's dad, Pat, Pat's been coming here. Oh, I don't even know how long.
Long time.
Yeah, very long time. Because
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I love seeing.
he's a season ticket holder. He's just, that's
It's the season.
it's like Peppi and Pap. You got Pap's the original Pap. So all these pictures and everybody you meet, you remember the times that they came and they sat down. And
Absolutely.
That's unbelievable.
I would say Craig Wolfley up there. Craig Wolfley came in with a couple guys, and there was a show called Wolf's World, if you remember that.
Sounds familiar.
And they did an episode, and it was with Max Starks, who's one of my all-time favorite Steelers.
Yes.
Max has been, just, he's always pleasant. I love his outlook. Tunch has been coming, God rest his soul. Such a sad, sad story. Tunch has been coming here since late 80s.
Oh my God.
There's a gang of them. And I get some of them that come back to this day.
I love that.
Yancey Thigpen came in, and he's looking up and he's looking around. And then I'm looking at him, he's like, ooh, you look familiar.
Yes. Like
I
who?
was like, can you help me out? And he looks up and he points at his picture on the
my
wall.
gosh.
And I was like, Yancey. So I had to take the picture off, and we took a picture together.
Yeah, they went
And this was probably 4 years ago.
That's so great.
Jerome Bettis.
Oh,
Bettis.
loved around it.
You won all-time Peppi Steeler.
Love it.
Great. During the season, he's in every week.
Really. I love
He does a show. He's in here Thursday afternoon. He gets his turkey cheese.
Oh, turkey cheese.
I don't know why. It's just turkey cheese all the time. So
That's the thing. Like,
that's his thing. That's his go-to.
we come in, we get the mushroom cheesesteak, but I'm like so excited to try different things. So you would say your number one seller, because it's National Sandwich Month. Somebody came to Peppi's and they were out of town, or even a Pittsburgher that hasn't been here. Hello, where have you been? Because it was like the place to be. What would you say the number one sandwiches?
Steaks are the staple. I mean,
It's the bun, it's
And
the
the-
steak, it's the cheese. I mean, look,
anybody that knows a sandwich,
I'm going to have to bite into this.
go ahead, give it a shot.
Okay, I'm going to.
It's nice and cured right now, which is,
Nice. Yes.
if it
it's
sits
nice.
for a little bit, I
Yeah.
think it tastes even better. I might even join it.
Yes, come on. Let's take a bite of this. You can't see us.
Oh my God.
You can see us eating this.
Oh, that looks delicious.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
Get the little bite.
that is so good.
Be sure you don't spill.
No.
Hey, peanut gallery. I'm sorry, wow. If you can see my face right now, I've got all the mayonnaise and it is dripping and it's delicious. And your fries?
Food extract right here.
How
Mayonnaise on the left.
This is live, people.
Mayonnaise on the side of the
Tell
back.
us about the fries. The fries are
Fries, fresh cut, basically double cooked. Which just adds a little extra.
double cooked.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's delicious.
And they,
Don't mind if we eat right now.
when they're perfect, they are
They
the
are perfect.
best French fry.
So what are your hours on? Because I know you're so busy during the, what would you say your busiest time is during the Steeler games, right? But even if there's something,
Steeler seasons are biggest
Yeah.
because we have Pitt, we have you still have baseball going.
right?
Let's go Bucks.
Let's go next.
Hopefully they're in the equation come September.
Right.
But yeah, it's Steeler season because sometimes you're going 14 days in a row.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're open on Sundays.
So we're open Sundays for the game. Never any other Sunday.
Right.
Don't even bother. Don't knock on the door.
Jeff.
In the strip district, we are open 7 days.
Okay.
But we're here 10 to 7, Monday, 10 or 10:30. I take that back.
Yes.
Every other night's 8 o'clock. Saturdays, we deserve a weekend too. So we leave. We're done at 5 and we're out. That's it.
Right. I know. My gosh, do you even take vacation?
I try to. That's the hard part is about having your own business is it's always in your brain.
Yes.
It's like your child. You're always, like, God, I got to leave it with grandmother.
I know.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you worry a lot. It's hard to get it out of your brain, which becomes, a tax and a stress on you.
Yeah, but you do fundraising too. Like if, people are looking for their schools or any type of activities and they're looking for fundraising, you guys.
We do that as well. And usually the fall, which adds to our joy.
Yes.
Fall is definitely big fundraising season for us. So when you combine the two, September to December is
It's a crazy
it's
month.
a bear.
Yes.
It's a bear.
That's why you need those January.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes that doesn't happen either.
I know. I love it though. I love it. Right?
I mean, I know.
We can't complain.
I don't complain about business now.
So if
Keep
somebody,
it coming.
right.
And I want to shout out to all my regulars. I got a ton of them. They're the lifeblood of our business. They're great to see. You know their names. We try to remember all the names. Sometimes, like, when you're talking about somebody, you don't come up with a name, but you go,
Yeah.
that guy that orders
Gets
the
cheese,
Italian,
yes,
he
with
wants
the
it
lettuce.
toasted with the hot pepper rings on the side. Oh, that guy. Yeah. I saw him the other day. He's doing great. So you remember him by their
That's
sandwich.
exactly my stepdad had a sandwich shop. He passed away a couple of years ago, but it was called Rudy's Someplace Special. But he called it Someplace Special. It was Rudy's. It was the top of 18th Street up in Mount Oliver. And so we used to make cheesesteaks and we would make Italian hoagies and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know. There's something about your hoagies that just doesn't compare. It's the crunchiness of the bread. I love this Roethlisberger one because it's a little bit spicy because it's got
Yeah,
that
the spice,
sausage in there.
I should have put hot peppers on it.
Oh,
too.
listen,
That puts it over.
I'm Italian. I need to hot, But I mean, it's so delicious. And I mean, to me, when you think about sandwich shops, I think about Peppi's. And I'm just like so excited.
That's what I wanted to do.
Yes, I'm so excited that we finally got a chance to sit here. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that you would like the listeners and viewers to know about you and Peppi's? Eating a sandwich right now. Good, you can talk so I can have another one. Come on, Jack. What else do you think? Like
I said, our regulars, they're such a big part of our business. And the sad part is we're all getting older together. We lost Gussie, the ice ball guy. Did you know Gus? Since your dad was a lad, and I was talking to a guy that was basically like almost like a son to Gus. And when I went to the viewing, we were talking, and he goes, I was just saying how Gus was in the neighborhood. His importance, because he was a staple.
Right.
When you saw him and you walked past his ice ball stand, you just had a smile on your face. And he looks at me and goes, "You're hitting that echelon." We're in the conversation of a Gus, which I'll never outpass Gus. I mean, Gus was, but I think we've, just because of our longevity here, I think we
Family.
I think we
family.
treat people well, and yeah, the family.
Yeah.
And
We come
it's
here.
and you find out as I've gotten older that how much a part of the North Side
Right.
we are, and the community, and the Steelers.
Together. Yes, the Steeler native.
They come from everywhere,
They do.
and like with the Roethlisberger, I've had people from Australia, New Zealand,
My God.
Africa,
Hey, this is nationwide.
Germany.
They're going to be listening to this.
And when you see them come, some they can barely speak English. And
They're pointing.
I saw you on TV. I had to come
Oh,
here.
my God.
I heard about you on TV.
Wow.
And we did a commercial one time we did it with ESPN and actually NFL Network. We did it before. And actually, no, I'm confusing it. So there was a commercial where it was a whole family that each one had their own, the boys had their own special team.
Right.
And I had the commercial actually walk in here. It was a father and 3 sons. And 2 games were happening that weekend. And they came from like Kansas City. And the youngest kid was the Steeler fan.
Oh, yeah.
He was probably 14 years old. And he looks at me and goes, "Do you know how long I've waited to get to your place?"
Oh, my gosh. God
You got to be
bless.
kidding me. And he saw us on TV, years prior, and he had in his brain, "I'm going to make it to Pittsburgh, and I'm going to eat a Roethlisberger, and I can't wait till I do it." And it turned out he had, it was one of the highlights of his
That is unbelievable.
of his trip.
Well, I mean, you should be on that. What's that? Diners or sandwich?
Diners, dives, and drives. I don't think we
I'm going to have to talk.
like if I were if I were making my own sausage and doing certain things that are
Family owned. You know what I mean?
we were on something. I know we were mentioned. I don't even know if I've seen.
I feel like you were too. We'll get into that.
We're gonna not deep into that.
We'll let you guys know. But I mean, there's just so much about you, Jeff, that like you bring people together. That's what
I want to tell you one story. It's probably my all-time favorite story.
you get cry. Because I cry.
You might cry on this.
You need a napkin.
I had. Do you mind if I get a picture?
No, go ahead.
I'm getting a picture.
Jeff's getting the picture. He'll be right back, my people. My beautiful people. I'm so excited. Okay, Jeff is back. All right. Oh,
So if you can see that, this is Jennifer and Shirley from Connecticut.
that's beautiful picture.
Okay.
Yes.
Shirley was just turning 70 years old. She had a couple forms of cancer, and she wasn't even supposed to make it to her birthday. So here, she's from Connecticut, had never been to Pittsburgh, but somehow became a Steeler fan. And she had been a Steeler fan all her life.
Right.
So Jennifer, her daughter, calls one day out of the blue, and she tells me this story. She goes, "I just want to get her a shirt, like something that is Pittsburgh and, part of Steeler and, Pittsburgh."
Because she couldn't make the travel.
And no, that wasn't happening at that point.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And I heard the story, and I was like, okay, Shirley, you're doing it. You're going to make it to 70. And sent the shirt, and I didn't do anything crazy special. Well, here she makes it to her 70th birthday. She gets the shirt. The family sends me back a care package. Everything Connecticut.
Oh, my God.
There's the wiffle ball, graham crackers,
Oh,
a Frisbee. So all these things that were all Connecticut and created them, they sent to me, and I was so upset. I'm like, why did you do that?
because you don't want anything in return.
No.
Right.
Why did you do that?
Yeah.
So here, I took my picture of Dan, Rooney, and I signed it just myself. I should have walked over to Dan's place, knocked on the door, and said, "Dan, can you sign this to Shirley?"
Yes.
I should have thought a little bit further, but I wanted to get it out.
Yes.
So I sent her that.
Let me see it.
So it's Dan and I.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And she went nuts. the reaction that I got from the daughter calls me, she goes, "Oh my, she's so excited." That she got that picture. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna patch it up a bit.
Oh, here you go. Yeah.
Bettis walks in the door. Jerome, can you do me a favor? No problem. And I said, just personalize it, make it out to Shirley. Send it out. Shirley goes nuts.
Oh my God.
Heinz Ward walks in the door.
Oh my God.
I ripped his picture off. I said, Heinz, can you do me a favor? This is not the time.
Sorry.
He signs it to Shirley, send it out again.
Wow, Jen.
The daughter calls me. She goes, I don't know what you've done to this woman, but she's got a new outlook. She ended up living She ended up living another 4 or 5 years.
Oh my!
Even though she was still in bad health. And she goes, her outlook is so different. I don't know why, but this is kind of
because she had something to look forward to. You were sending her these memorabilia that were.
They sent there was this picture and it said, "We love the Peppi man," and they were doing a 5K. And all the kids in the family were holding this sign, and it was amazing. And when she was in her last days, she's in the hospital. The nurse, this guy, was from Pittsburgh.
It's
a Steeler fan. But she had all those pictures
lined up
in her room, in her hospital room. And it was, and when her daughter called me that day, we both cried.
It's like you know them. It's like you
in my life.
Yeah.
And to add more to the story.
I was going to say, did you meet the daughter? Oh, yeah.
They were supposed to come in for a game one time. Then they still haven't made it. I'd still like them to come down. Yeah. And this goes back 16, 17 years ago. Long time.
Yeah.
Here, I get a call. It's the son of Jennifer. And he goes, hey, Jeff, I don't know if you remember who I am. My name's Peter Koshik. I'm kind of in the area, and I'd like to stop by and meet you.
Oh, my gosh.
And he was here. He was probably 10 years old at that point. I'm in the neighborhood. He was in, I think, Michigan.
Yeah, right.
And he drove down. My wife and I met him out. Took him out to dinner, had a couple beers, stayed at our house. Had no idea who it was. He had nowhere to stay. I was like, oh my God. You're staying at our house. So he stayed at our house. I've stayed in touch with him since. He came up through town a couple years later. I'm trying to get him out to go skiing with us, with my brother. But it's just amazing how that's all come about.
Yeah.
And
God bless.
Jeff, it was an incredible story.
The way you give back. It's almost like
it's about people.
Yeah, it's about people. I mean, and that's what you're about, and I love it.
That's what I love my guys.
Yeah.
They carry that torch for me, and they we don't always have great days. You're never perfect in the restaurant industry. Right. We try. Some days you're stressful. Some days get tough.
Oh yeah.
We may not be the most possible, but I think we're pretty good.
The soup Nazi.
Yeah, we get soup Nazi look out.
Signed. Yeah.
But I think that's one of the things that makes us special, because when I hear some of the banter that goes on behind the line, and which is part of the fun of it,
right?
I was like, are these people listening to us?
I know.
Do they understand how inane this conversation is, but how funny it is?
Right.
And that's what I love about it. And if you walk into a Subway, I don't think you're catching any kind of that jib that you can get here that I do think makes us different, special. That's how we've lasted 40 years.
And I'm blessed.
A lot of restaurants can say that.
I know you, and that you're part of our family. Because they were mad because neither of them could come today, because one has football practice, the other one has the umpire. So they're like, "What? Why'd you pick that time?" We're gonna have to come back again. But
I want to say it was a lot of fun watching yours. I didn't get to go to the game. I wanted to, but just kind of following along. I had a friend of mine, his kids went Peters,
Township, yeah.
and my buddy's wife went to the games. So I was like, okay, here's what I want you to do.
You texted her.
Start. This guy was not too good at it.
No, he didn't pay attention.
And I think he was too busy.
Yes.
He was completely engrossed in the moment, which he should have been. But I was getting live updates.
Yeah.
All right, Peter's up, you know.
What a season we had.
It's a lot of fun.
You could tell everybody you know Nolan.
What's that?
I said, Nolan's picture.
Oh, I did there. And there was actually, there was some connection, and I can't even remember who the guy was, but we were talking. He was, oh, you know that guy.
You go way
I
back.
know that kid.
No, my God, you're so
Since I think.
yeah, he's coming in there.
That's another. I got a little baby up there on the wall. Her first day at Peppi, she was 2 days old,
Oh my gosh! And now, how old is she?
and she's going off to Oklahoma for college.
Oh my God!
And I was supposed to go to her graduation party in Columbus. I was worn out. I had semi-reunion,
How
and
nice.
I can't hang with the big dogs anymore.
No, neither can I.
I can't do it. So I was like, I don't know. And it was like 95 degrees that day.
Yeah, you're like, I can't do it. Listen, I love you, babe.
But I've had so many, it kind of reminds me of the Gus which your dad was a lad. And now I'm turning into Gus because I'm watching,
You're
seeing these kids that are out of college.
Right.
They're doing their thing.
and I love.
And I've watched them grow up.
Yeah, you've watched them. I mean, this is not just a sandwich shop. This is not just Peppi's Hoagies. I mean, this is like you come here and you feel like family, and you feel like you're eating quality food around amongst other people, and it's just the atmosphere during a Steeler game is undeniable. You try to go there early because it gets crowded, and I'll tell you what. It's a signature. Like, we'll go to Peppi's every Steeler game. My father-in-law, with Pirate games, he comes here for every Pirate game. I mean, this is what it's about. And I thank you for taking the time today to talk to me, little Jenny D. I didn't realize I was amongst a celebrity. I knew he was famous. I knew he was famous. But I appreciate your time today. And this, we gotta go.
So I took a bite at the wrong time.
I know. We got to finish this hoagie. So sorry, people. I love you. But, Jenny D's got to get off the air.
Thank you, Pittsburgh. You've been a great crowd. Jenny, thank you so much.
Thank
it's
you,
been a
Jeff.
pleasure. It's finally we got to do this.
That's right. Thanks for being on Spill with me, Jenny D. Take care.
Darling.
Oh, you're sweet.
Thank you.
Take care.